News, everyone!
The podcast is back, yes. It's the SPCC Distance Learning Cool Tool of the Week. Now hosted and brought to you by ironicboom.com. Shameless plug of my website, thank you. Today is episode 10, using Google Sites. Google Sites, once again, they're free through Google. Gives you all the tools you need to make and edit a website really easily. And all the students have access through a Gmail login. In Google Sites, not only can you develop your website, but you can host files, and we're going to take a quick peek into some of the cool gadgets you can put into the website. So like I said, it's free, it's easy, get to it anywhere with the internet. Students can work together on these just like they can work together on Google Docs. You can make your website very quickly and easily, and it's really good for students who want to make websites but don't want to learn how to code or don't want to take the classes to learn how to use Adobe Dreamweaver. So, let's get started with using Google Sites, brought to you by ironicboom.com. To get started on your own Google site, first thing you need to do is go to their website. So what you'll do is you will either go to Google and click on Sites, or just type in the URL bar sites.google.com. Then it'll ask you to log in. Students have a Gmail account they can log in with. I'm going to log in with my Gmail account, and it'll take you to this page. So what you do, to get started, you click Create Site. Alright, when it comes up, if it asks you to view only secure stuff, click No. That way you see everything. So what you'll do is pick a template. You can either start from scratch and have a blank one. You can use one of their templates. You can even go to their gallery and see all the different templates they have. And you can search over here. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to click on Training Site Template and select. So you can pick any of these, and if you make a mistake, you can go back later and change it. So I'm going to do Training Site. I'm going to name my site SPCC Training. Then I'm going to give it a URL, and it automatically filled that in, so I'm just going to leave it. So now you can pick a theme. That's just going to be a color layout. Here's some options. You can give a description of your site. So I'm just going to say SPCC website for online training. And I'm going to make it so everybody in the world can see it. And then you'll have to type in this random word just to prove you are not a robot. It'll say creating your site up at the top. Don't go anywhere while this is working. And then just give it a second and your site will pop up. Alright, here's my site, and you'll see it put my title right here. It gave me some basic links over here, and this is all defined by my template. And then you'll see the color background I used. Once you're on it, you can do a couple things. You can go to any of these pages and view them. If you want to edit a page, you go to the top and you click the button that says Edit. It'll load the editor, and now you get a basic text editor. It's got a bar right here. You should know this from Office. Pretty easy, so I can type what I want and click Save. There we go. Now my site is live, and this is the URL. This is out there on the internet. As soon as I hit create, anybody could get to this site. But only I can edit it because I'm logged in. So I could give people this URL to go to my site. But first I'd want to edit everything. Training site for SPCC. You can make links. So I want to link this to my schedule. So I click link. And I can link it to any of these pages over here. And click OK. Now when I save, I made a link, and it takes me to another page on my site. Pretty easy. So also, if you want a page that's not over here, you can create page. Name the page. I'm going to call this author. Put it at the top level, create page. And it just gives me a basic page. I can say about me. Save. There, we have another page. If I wanted to add this page over to the sidebar, I click Edit Sidebar, and then I would click on Edit for navigation. So now once I'm into configuring navigation, I click Add Page. It'll load, and I can say I want it to link to author. Hit OK. I can also reorganize where these are. I can move it up and down. I can move this one down. I can even indent them if I wanted to. Or I could remove it. Say I don't want the register page to show up in the sidebar. Then click OK. So I save my changes. It says your changes have been saved. Now when I go back to my site, you'll see authors in the sidebar that wasn't there before. So that's how you can customize your menu. Also, you can click on this More Actions. You can see what has happened to your site. You can go to your settings for each page. You can manage your site. Or you can even give other Google users permission to edit your site through site permissions, much like a Google Doc. So I'm going to click on Manage Site. And we're here and we have all these options. We can look at the pages of our site, see the sub-pages, see any attachments we have. We can see the different templates we're using. And we can go back and, like I said, we can change our settings we defined earlier. So the next thing I want to go over is the different types of pages you can have on your site. So what we're going to do is we're going to return to our site, click Create Page, and what we did first with the author page was a basic web page. You can also do announcements, which is kind of like a little blog or almost like a Twitter feed that you can update. You can do a file cabinet, which is just what you think it is. It's just where you can put a bunch of files and get links to them. You can make a list, or you can make a course. And then say I want to add a file cabinet. I just name it maybe Word Documents. Create Page. And now I can add files. And then when people go to this page, there'll be just a bunch of links to files. The other very cool part about a Google site is this ability when you're editing to insert all kinds of fun little things called gadgets. So we can put in a table of contents links, you can put in images, you can link to a Google map, you can link to one of your Google Docs, you can link to your calendar. You can also, under the insert, if you go to More Gadgets at the bottom, you get all these cool things you can add to your site. You can add games, you can add news feeds, you can add almost anything. So I could put CNN Radio as one of my pages. You can also put date and time converters, pretty much anything you can think of. And if you don't want to browse through them, you can use the search box up here for finding what you want. So maybe you want something that is quotations, you can search, and you find all kinds of quote of the day things. And so there's just so many I can't explain them all, but all you have to do to add it is I'm going to take my Shakespeare quote of the day, then click select. It tells you what size do you want it to be. I'm just going to make it the full width of my page, 170 pixels tall, and you can change this later. And when you're done, click OK. And it adds it right into my page, so I click save. Now when people view my site, my Shakespeare quote of the day is in there. Huzzah! So that's pretty much the basics of it. Really easy to get started using, just creating pages, editing pages. But if you really want to do a lot with it, you can get into these gadgets and things and start really making some interesting, immersive sites. And remember, before you do anything, always save, because that'd be horrible if you edited your whole page and then lost it because you didn't save. And that's it. It's very simple. And this site, you'll be able to edit it no matter what computer you're on, as long as you're logging in to your Google account. So you could go to a library computer, home computer, anywhere. And that leads to some other uses you could have with students. Students could use it to store their files, things like that if they needed to. Because on a page you can also set it to have privacy. And so I click More Actions, Site Permissions. What I could do is change this, instead of public, I can make it private, that only I can see the site. And that might be if I'm using this for personal documents or work for school or things like that. There you have it. That was Google Sites. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or money, you can get a hold of me at jthomas@spcc.edu. My phone number is listed right there, along with my Skype and my office location.
Brought to you by Jason Thomas, South Piedmont Community College, and Ironic Boom.